wanting to really shield anything to anybody. But he ended up grabbing a Loud Punks. It was between a Loud Punks or a kid called Beast, but he grabbed the Loud Punks or whatever. So we was out that we was at that event mingling, telling people about the stuff, just chopping it up with some of the apes and mutants. But it was surprising to see like how many like apes and mutants really fuck with like the sentiment on Twitter, bro, is nothing like in real life. You know what I'm saying? Just like all them people that be talking shit and you see them in person and it's not the same. Like you go in person, bro, and like half of them got a Clone X and they love that shit. They just don't know how to really use it, but they love seeing what we all doing. And I don't know if it's like maybe people don't want to speak out because of the ambiance around the topic, right? But like nah, people were showing me mad love. Like I met this girl from California, but she was originally from like Taiwan, and her boyfriend or husband both they're like running a few different companies, but he has an ape, she had a mutant, but he also has a clone X, and he had popped up and he was super hyped about his clone. So everybody was just in there mingling, and then bro, it was a nice balance of like, I didn't see too many people saying like it was like a bunch of dudes, but like I saw a few tweets, but no, it was mad balanced. And everyone was having a good time. Some people dressed up, some people dressed down. It was a little bit of everything, but I for sure recognized that it was good for the space because one thing I saw, bro, peep this. One thing I saw was how many people could not get into the motherfucking party and they were sick. Like they were sick, bro. Like it got to the point where I kind of almost like I saw people contemplating wanting to like buy a fucking mutant just to see what was in the party. Like and that's kind of how Miami is, you know what I'm saying? People like hate getting turned down at the door. They be having a big crew with them, so they want to flex out. But like it kind of opened my eyes even more to how and that was at the Fuck It Saturdays event, where ASAP
Probably
Ferg was
cost
at.
more than a table. Probably
Swear.
cost less than a table to buy a mutant.
No, really though, out here in Miami, you get a few bottles after you get the table, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And don't be at a
that's
strip
each
club, you
mutant.
know what I'm saying? You might as well have just bought a mutant that day and joined the community.
Yeah, each bottle's a mutant.
Swear to God, he know what's up.
So one thing I've noticed about those events, especially with ape events, is a lot of people. There are they're not always the people that are fudding on the timeline. The biggest fudders on the timeline are the people who actually don't have much going on in their shit, right? So every time I've been to ape events, they're always respectful as shit because they real and recognize real, right? They see two projects that are doing their own thing in their own lanes, so there's always respect. But you notice the biggest fudders on the timeline, apes FUD and shit, but we've dealt with all people FUDing, but it's always like those random profile pictures that like ain't got shit going on that want to always talk the most shit. I've always had a blast at ape events, man. I got a lot of homies that are apes. I got a mutant, so it's good. It's always good vibes, and I'm glad you had a good
I
time.
caught an inflatable banana, you know what I'm saying? It was turned up, bro. Got a little mutant drink ocean. That was cool. And the edible. Yeah, they was handing out edibles. This girl ran up to me at a bar, bro, and she just handed me a cookie, and I was looking like, what the fuck? And I looked at the sticker, and it was like the weirdest looking. It was the weirdest looking mutant ever. But it was a mutant. It was cool. I respected it, and I ate the cookie, man. I went home and passed the fuck out. It was over with immediately.
What's up, Dre Millie? Did you eat the cookie? No,
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 nah,
wasn't me.
no way. Nah, it looked like it was lit there though, for real. And that is more of the sentiment when you have IRL events. It's more of a community feel, no matter what community you come from. Like Compound, so they always welcome us with open arms every time. Every time I've been in any type of event, and honestly, I've seen a couple of people who were going to events with like a lot of tension between the two of them, and when they saw each other in person, that tension just magically disappears. So that's part of the process as well. It's not really a lot of smokestacks when you go to these places. It's
They're
just
not getting enough
a
air,
lot.
bro. They got air and they felt
Yeah,
better. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. That's a great way to put it. So, no, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It looked like it was dope.
Bro, that's real life though, man. Because I've been in situations where, you know, even at like let's say just online, you know what I mean, but people run within the same circles or whatever. People always have like, it seems like they got beef and like, oh man, if these two meet each other in person, they just about to go at it. And then like they meet up, it's like, oh, what's up, man? Oh, what's up, man? It's like, yo, what? But yeah, man, that's how it is. But I just wanted to shout out like Allie, man. Like I appreciate it. It was well worth the wait. That was the first thing I did the day one I bought my clone. I was like, yo, can I get a ready set pose? And he said it's gonna be a minute and he's been dropping fire. But he came through, man. So yeah, anybody out there still waiting, it's coming. Just be patient. The man got a lot on his plate, but yeah, it was awesome. Thanks.
He cooks, bro. He makes them look so real. It's crazy. I'm glad you finally got it, dude. You've been talking about this specific animation since before you had a clone. You were in here like shilling yourself, like Ali, I'm getting a clone soon. I'm getting in your DMs,
Yeah, bro. I was
please.
trying to get on that list because somebody had said like, yeah, it was about 3 weeks wait. I was like, damn, yeah, I'm buying one next week, bro. But nah, man, yeah, it's well worth it, man. All the animation, and you know what? Like, I've been looking around and, bro, like Ali. This dude is like a freaking gem, bro. When I say like I'll be looking at other projects and I'm just like, they got like their own type of like style to it. But there's not people in the community. It's kind of like, every 6 months the project will release like a 5 second, type of like animation and like everybody in the community kind of just downloads it and, uses that. But not a lot of communities out here got people actually like creating movies and all kinds of stuff, man. So I mean, I don't know. I know what we say all the time, like, oh man, if Artifact don't pick him up, like they crazy. But there is some give and take, with joining like an Artifact team. I mean, even joining like a mod team, like they put restrictions on you, and the man seemed like he enjoyed from what I listened to from his creator when he was on the Artifact Creators deal. He just said that whatever he feels like creating, he just creates. And I mean, maybe he likes it that way. But either way, I think we're all down for his art and vision. But yeah, thanks, man. It was great.
So a lot of communities have a few people who create some dope things for the community, but we've got fucking hundreds, bro. Like I don't think we realize how lucky we are to have so many dope creators. So I've watched other communities as well, and um, you can count them on two hands. Probably the ones that at least I've known. I know the Kid Called Beast have been cooking lately. POV's been doing some dope shit with Kid Called Beast. All the ape creators, I can probably, at least the ones I know, count on 10, 15 of them. We've got like 100 plus creators, bro. They're all out here doing different things. It's pretty special to see. Kind of makes you grateful to be a part of this community, to have that kind of access to the group of individuals,
Yeah, man, because like, we got people like Allie, and then we got people like Johnny that makes custom Nike shoes that looks amazing. Like POV, he also yeah, I see all your Kid B stuff, man. I don't understand how you get that stuff out so fast though. That's the crazy part. You post something like new like every single day. And I mean, I've said since day one, I'm not that creative type of person. So it's been really cool to just see like all that stuff on the timelines. But I guess that, during these periods, I mean, that's kind of like, what I've been saying, like, let the founders, like, they'll just keep working. They're pumping out, crypto dunks are next. And I saw that Cass had mentioned about the CIRLs. So interesting to see how that's going to come out. But, during the bear market, the only thing projects should be focusing on is just building the community and the community leaders. They just, our job is to just basically check in with each other, get together in IRL events, create. If you have that artistic passion, then do that. And yeah, we just chill. I mean, that's pretty much what's going on, and it's a good feeling. I'd rather be doing this than be trying to just chill and trying to do all this other stuff, man. It's just kind of like, you know what I mean. So yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, I appreciate that, Shadow. And like it's crazy because with most creators, I don't like to speak for people, but I feel like I speak for a lot of creators when I say this. It's like when people are just like seem like they're just printing content all the time, you know what I'm saying? I like what you said about the thing with Ali and not necessarily getting boggled down because when someone can kind of like create and do whatever they want without any restrictions, it do not really be feeling like work. Like most of the time, they don't even go to sleep regularly because they want to stay up. They wish they had more hours in the day and like the week. I mean, it's like this. It's just what they want to do. You feel me? So it's interesting to see how creators learn to like professionalize that aspect of creating and because it's like if someone was to join a bigger team with restrictions, yeah, it's like the restrictions aren't on their terms, but I really feel like a proper creator knows how to add like restrictions to their own selves in order to maneuver it in a way that is productive for them and also gets it into the light or the eyes of the people that take it where it needs to be. And also there's always going to be like a sacrifice in the workflow or working process of what someone does on their own versus what they do with a bigger organization. So yeah, some people are down to do that split, you know what I'm saying? And some people aren't down to do that split. And a lot of the times, like I know I'm not necessarily the type of person that's down to do the split because I've done a lot of different mediums of art and I've done like kind of turned down a lot of opportunities. But I've slowly been like seeing a way how to be strategic about it to where you can kind of play alongside power players in the way that you want while also getting like the proper recognition from the community. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yep. Oh, look, there go Cass, man. Cass,
Yo, shut up.
what's up?
We're still waiting for you to commission that custom belt buckle. You know what I'm saying? That artifact CloneX belt buckle and the shit kickers, the artifact shit kickers, customs by Johnny.
Cass was about to. Hey, Johnny,
Johnny interrupts the custom shit kickers.
Johnny, man,
Tickets.
can you? Well, we probably gotta talk, man. I want to see how far, man, your expertise go. I need somebody with that type of flavor for some for let's just say country attire, man. I, I want to get custom boots, man. I just want it to be like artifact out, man. All kinds of so we call it it's people call it a blade, right? Because it's not like a swoosh. So it's a blade, right? Artifact blade.
Yeah, it's the blade, bro. Respect the blade, shout out. And if you're not gonna respect the blade, I don't know what to tell
Hey,
you.
man. Yeah, gotta respect the blade. But yeah, man, look, I'll be all down for that. But I might be like the only buyer. But you know what? Slowly but surely, I'll buy the whole supply, man. And I got some people I can sell it to. People get crazy with belt buckles down here in Texas, man. I mean, we got the state fair coming up, and you talk about you want to see some crazy outfits, man. Yeah, go to Dallas during the Texas State Fair, man. People gonna be kind of wearing all kinds of stuff, man. I've seen a dude with like a light up belt buckle that spins automatically. I don't know if it was battery powered or what. And it did all kinds of stuff, man. I want to see what these skin files though look like on these crypto dunks. I know we only getting a taste of just the prototypes, but yeah, it's just speaking of customs, I was just thinking about that a lot today. Somebody, oh yeah, that's right, because somebody was asking like, you guys still stacking up vials? And I was like, if I can afford a reptile, I'll pick one up. But I saw that somebody bought one for like 0.3 like a couple of months ago. I don't know if it's gonna happen again, but we'll see.
Bruh. Shadow, did you see everybody's answers to your question in the chat?
I did not. I was trying to knock out this
You asked
with
you asked about how everybody feels about doodles having a discount for the mint, but then allowing the public to mint the rest of them was kind of your question, right?
oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was watching the show. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, well, how do y'all feel about that, man?
You just be asking questions and then disappearing, bro. You started a war in there,
Oh,
dude.
bro, look, I think of stuff, I post it.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. And start a war.
What do you think, Confound?
No. Actually, I was just reading. I had read through it and I didn't know what to think. And then honestly, Shake came through with some pretty good, a pretty good take. that he likes the exclusivity of the clones being able to mint, because that actually um, is what drives the low supply or the lower supply, and not opening up to public makes it more of an exclusive thing. And then Bombay started to get into how in fashion and in that industry, like, people don't want the thing that's on the Walmart shelves, a million prints of it. Like, they want the exclusivity of something, the small numbers. And both Shake and Bombay had some pretty good takes on that. So I'm in that boat, bro. I actually kind of like the method that they're going now. Sure, there could be things in the future that could be open to like a full blown public mint, but I like the method that they're going now. I think that people in this space see like mints not fully, like every clone not minting something and as a negative, like, oh, they didn't mint out 20,000 Ramoas to all the clones. Like, that's not a negative, right? It just makes it more exclusive. Like, they're not, I don't see that like in this space where we take that kind of as a negative when things don't mint out. But I've never seen in any way where that has been negative for Artifact. I think it just makes things more exclusive for the people who do want those specific items.
Yeah, and just by my question, I was just reading, and I saw, like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and this is not as a, like, oh, let's go all like buy doodles, but I have been watching doodles, and I just like where the doodles, whoever is running that, where their heads at, because they're going about it in a similar way, not exactly like Artifact, because we have Nike, but they're collaborating with brands, they're releasing IRL products, they're releasing limited edition, and just events and things like that, right? It's a very well thought out, in my opinion, the whole ecosystem. I haven't deep dive into it, but I follow just like their page, and I saw with their Crocs, and they were like, yeah, so if you're a holder, you not only get to mint first because there's like a limited supply or something. You also get a discount if you have, or if you're a doodle holder. Everybody else can get the leftovers, and you don't get a discount. You have to pay like full price. And so just kind of like the thought process was like, because look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, you guys know I'm doing that Planet X stuff too, which I think is also really great. But some of the people that I talk to over there, they're like, "Oh yeah, man, I love Artifact. I like the clones and stuff." And but then they're like, but I would rather. I just want the shoes, and that's what the biggest thing is. People want the shoes, and the kind of like the deal is, which I know we've been talking about, like floor price and yada yada yada. But believe it or not, like, even this floor price is still a lot of money for most people, right? Especially if you tell.
Mm.
You said what?
I said I've actually dealt with FUD on the timeline where people were like fudding that this stuff wasn't publicly open to the masses, like everybody. And I was like, that's not FUD, bro. That's by design. It's not how they wanted it. They don't want it on the shelves, uh, for everybody to get. Then it completely takes away from any kind of exclusive feeling
Yeah,
for holders. I've dealt with this FUD before, actually. I've actually seen
yeah,
it
yeah.
personally.
And so these guys, they were pretty much just like, and these were in DMs on Discord. They were just like, uh they were like, yeah, so I got a crypto dunk, and I got, like, they always say, like, I picked up the Murakami, or from the Air Force One drop. And I'm like, oh, cool, man, like, you picking up a clone? They were like, well, not really, because I can just buy it on secondary, which that is correct. Like, all this stuff that you guys, I say you guys because I did not mint the Air Forces. All this stuff that you guys have been minting, you guys got from being holders of clones. So a lot of the people, like in the Planet X side of things, they are like, oh, well, I can just pick up, if I want to mint this crypto dunk coming up, I just buy it for 1.4, and then either I pick up Vial or not. And I was just thinking, because this is kind of like goes back to what Baron was talking about, and where we were talking about the Animus eggs, and he was like, man, I just want there to be some type of connection between the clones and the egg. And we did all that digging and found out that there is a connection between the clones and the eggs. And as a holder of clones, you want to know if, like, hey, is my clone going to be benefiting me in some type of way, shape, or form for these forges? Because so far, you get the forge ability from being a clone holder, but when it actually comes to the forge, you don't actually have to be a clone holder. Now, I'm not saying that everybody who forges should be a clone holder, but what I'm saying is the question I was posing is, do you guys feel as though, there should be, I hate like posting the question like this, but I guess it's just gonna have to come out the way that I want to say it. Do you guys feel as though there should be more for clone holders when it comes to forging, or do you feel satisfied enough with the way that the forge is set up? Is basically what the question kind of was. And yeah, I did kind of dip, so that was my bad because we were watching the show. But it was a serious question though, because doodles are doing it, so I was just kind of wondering.
I haven't actually heard. I don't know. I'd love for anybody else to speak. I actually haven't heard any kind of negatives
What is
to
it
it because
that you
your
would
your friend's
say?
not wrong, bro.
I was gonna
He's
say,
not
like, what
wrong.
is it
He
that you
can
would say
buy
the doodles
secondary.
are doing, specifically that you were asking if the clone holders would be looking for?
They had like a discount for the mint, and then after that discount, it opened up to public, kind of like an open public mint.
So basically, it's just all right, you can mint, if you own a Doodles, you can mint, and I think they're getting like 50% off of the mint price, and then, or the foraging price, and they get to go early. So if all Doodles mint, there won't be anything left for public, right? But then when they do, or when they're done, if there are some left over, then the people who are public, who are non-doodle holders, they pay full price and they get whatever is left. That's basically how it works. Now, I know our system works a little bit different because you guys are getting airdropped a token that gives you the right to forge. And then when the forging time comes, you then just have the right to, forge it basically. It's not even that deep. I mean, I just kind of posted the question, just kind of like, because I know a lot of people, the whole discount with the thread engine was like kind of the whole debacle of a bunch of like FUD. But I feel like where the kind of their heads were at were like, we want to create a discount for our holders. They just unfortunately put it inside of a box that nobody knew about. But if it was just kind of like a, let's say moving forward, which they've already said, moving forward, foraging is going to cost money. So for instance, if somebody goes and picks up a dunk right now, is 1.1 is 0.13, which I think is like, I don't even know, but so you buy the token and then let's say it's $700 to forge the actual shoe. You know what I mean? So uh yeah, I'm kind of getting lost because I'm doing two things at once, but that's basically the kind of the whole of the question.
Yo, let's do a recap real quick. And I have Dre and Johnny and Bombay and POV up here. And for CIRLs, I had lace engines, so I just minted and forgot about it. But did we go from a lace engine mint to a clone holder mint to a public mint? Were there like phases? Did public get a chance at it? Do you guys recall?
Remember, they had a sneakers drop where people had the opportunity to do like a raffle to get access to make the purchase,
Okay.
and they had to pay more money if you didn't have the lace engine. You had to pay more for the mint.
So what is Doodle doing different then? Shout out. No, I'm just kidding.
No, no, hold
But
on, real quick,
yeah, no, I
Doc,
think
real
multiple
quick,
mints.
because the dunks is different. Like that was a monolith, so it's like you had to pay for the forge. But for the season one stuff, Shadow, like we didn't pay for the forge. We paid for the clothing itself. The forge was free, and the cool thing was we had the ability to resell it, the NFT, to other people, so we can essentially make money on it. And then the forge itself was free. You just go ahead and forge it. So I think that's super cool because like what the doodles is just they're just selling a product, but they're not giving the doodle holders opportunity to sell it. Then you just it's kind of like a buy and keep it, and then if you want it in public, you can pay $30 extra for it, right? What they did for season one was we bought the clothing specifically, right? And then we had the opportunity to go ahead and dictate the supply and the price to sell to people who wanted it. So there's the utilities like, okay, you can just, anyone can buy it, like that's true, but they had to buy it from a clone holder, and we were able to make money off of that. So there's the caveat and the utility to it, which is pretty cool, right? And it was like, that was like the first time they ever did it. So like they're kind of testing it, and we were getting price discovery, etc., on how that played out. Monolith is different, is because it was a free airdrop, so you were paying, either you're going to have to pay for the forge when it's time to come. But the clothing drop was that. In addition, we had a football verse, so a Nike Artifact football soccer jersey. That was just buy and automatically forge, so there was no opportunity to sell the NFT version. It was just a boom. It was a boom boom. You buy the product, and then it was an instant forge, and then you get it shipped. So there's different models that they've been playing with and testing out.
And if you think
One more
about it,
for
though, that's part of them being within the culture and understanding how it works, right? With Zap coming from shoe background and Clegg coming from the whole, I forgot the name of it,
Skins and
that whole
kins,
selling, yeah, and all of that stuff, right? Like if you have the allocation numbers held down by the community, like Zap said in the spaces, you set the cost, you set the price, and you can benefit from setting and having that cost or having that price or having the allocation of the quantities that are out there. So it's a plus to not have as many units out there essentially, right? They're going to flood the market with those doodle Crocs because they want people to have them, right? So essentially that takes away from the resale value because if anybody can get them, why would you really want them? You know what I mean? From a culture standpoint, but from like a consumer standpoint, the kids who, and I'm sure that's who they are aiming at, is the soccer moms and
exactly.
the
Kids, bro, kids, literally kids in elementary schools.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's a different
yes,
market.
right, exactly, a totally different demographic. So that's why they're going that way. So it's not a right or wrong answer. It's just an understanding of the process and the strategy.
Yeah, and that totally makes sense. Because I didn't think about it that way. That pretty much what the Artifact team is doing is they're like, look, clone holders, here's your free airdrop. You guys control it. Basically, you guys control even if people get to minted outside of holders. Because if nobody sells, then nobody outside of a holder can forge it.
In Shadow, that was just the monolith stuff. But the clothing season one, we paid for it just to get. So we didn't. The NFT wasn't free. We paid for it, right?
Gotcha.
Um, yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems like either way, you're either going to pay for it and then get an NFT and then you forge for free, or you get an NFT for free and then you can forge it. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it seems like they're going the vice versa way though, where they'll airdrop you the item, but then you're going to need to pay money to actually forge it. Which I think that's fine. But no, it was just a question, man. I mean, I didn't know it was gonna get this deep, but yeah, I was just asking the question because I saw it and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. But see, my mind immediately goes to, for instance, let's just take the clones for instance, right? Let's say there is I know we got some community vials that we're going to eventually find out how all that stuff works. I hope that I'm able to buy like a Johnny or POV or anybody else that is art, has that artistic drive. I'm able to like buy your vials, not only support you, but also I don't know, maybe either forge digitally or physically an actual like monolith shoe. But I just basically just kind of want to see how they're going to be doing the crypto dunks because the AF ones, although I missed and I'm going to be going for secondary on those, I might potentially be able to go for the CIRLs, but I'm pretty sure I doubt many of you guys are going to be really listing that for affordable prices unless I get really lucky. But anyways, yeah, I just kind of want to see how they're going to be doing these crypto dunks because it's more than just the dunks. You got these whole vile stuff going on with it. And I just, seeing the Crocs thing, I was just wondering if there was anything that maybe people were wanting out of the forging process. But it sounds like mostly, across the board, we're all, we're not that there was anything wrong with it. I was just posing a question, but yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yo, my
Don't you
man,
wear a
don't.
size 14, Shadow?
Yeah, 14 and a half. Well, it depends.
No way.
It's a wrap,
What are
baby.
the
Wrap those
chances,
up.
bro?
There's only like 55 size 14s, and I think like 38 size 15s.
I know Dre and Shadow. That's
Somebody,
it, bro. There's nobody.
somebody will floor it, man. They always do, bro.
That's a fact.
Ain't
That's a
that
fact.
many of y'all with size 14 and a halves out there?
Bro, I'm just trying to
I,
understand what's going on. Like, how do y'all wear a size 14? I'm 6'6", and I mean, I wear a size 12 and a half, and I feel like that's pretty normal, right? What are y'all doing?
6'6". How much do you weigh?
yeah, yeah. How much?
Yeah, I am a slimmer dude, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like around like 170. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, that's it. There, there you go.
that explains
so y'all
it, man.
got wide feet
Stay
then.
at that weight, bro.
Y'all got them
I
fat
got I
feet.
got wide everything, bro. Pause. I'm big as shit out here.
Hey, if I can get a wide, I mean, they'll make a lot of wide toe shoes because, if I can get a wide toe shoe, I could probably do like, or like a wide shoe, period. I could probably do 13, but man, Nike 14 and a half to play it safe. Like if somebody was like giving me a shoe or something, I'll be like, yeah, my size is 14 and a half. If I'm able to actually go to Nike, most of the shoes I can fit in a 14, and that's like the perfect fit. Sometimes 14 and a half gives me a little bit too much room, but yeah, it's between 14 and a half. It just all depends.
Bro,
But yeah,
Shadow, I think that's why you brought up the Crocs because of the size 14 shoe. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You definitely got to take the insole out of these joints. And a 14, I would say, if you want to fit them and you want to wear them, you have to take the insole out, type shit.
Type
But I don't even
beast.
know if they allow you to because of
The way
that
it's built,
motor that's in
yeah,
there.
yeah, it probably
Yeah,
security
it might
pattern and
not
everything.
happen. Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta
So that
loosen them
probably won't even.
laces.
You have to get like a 15. I don't even know who has a 15, to be honest.
Dude,
Bro,
Yeah,
this
you
is getting
know
scarier
exactly
and
how it works
scarier, bro.
as soon as
15.
Johnny has them in his hand. As
15.
soon as Johnny got a pair, we'll know.
yeah, and I would hate to put on a 14 and a half and spend like $8,000 on it because there's only like 50 of those things and then it don't fit.
Y'all are
So
almost
yeah.
at
I
the
don't even think
point
they
to where if
came
you
out
get
with
a
a
14, you might
14.
as well sell it, bro. The value of that is crazy.
Not yet, but I don't think they made 14s and a half. To be honest, I think they
And
make
a
14 and
half.
it goes straight to 15. They don't ever really make 14 and a half. I've never seen
Bro,
a
I wouldn't
14 and
make
a
a
half.
14
13
and a
and a half.
half.
Yeah.
It just seems like,
Well then,
why?
I guess 15 is the way to go to play it safe because I would
Yeah.
rather have a shoe that I can at least walk around in and just have a bunch of room.
Yeah, you're gonna have some there's gonna be some bunion busters gonna be throwing up crip with them toes, cuz.
Yeah, man. Which side you get, Ray Millie?
14. I wear 14.
Oh, that's funny as
Okay.
hell.
Because I'm 6'3". How tall are you?
6'7". 6'6" and a half, 6'7".
Okay, yeah. So
Gang,
okay.
gang.
How much do you weigh?
Yeah, I'm at 285 right now.
See, I weighed myself, I was 245. It's the most I've ever weighed in my entire life.
No, I'm mad
I
slim, you
weighed
know?
170 in high school. Point when I got out of high school, I weighed 150, bro. I was mad slim, and then I went to the military
Oh,
and
yeah,
gained
that'll do it.
35 pounds.
Bro, I've
Yeah,
been
and I
eating
weigh
hella
185.
cheeseburgers, bro. Hamburger helper. I'm trying to make a difference in my life. I'm on the way.
It's multiple times. Eat 3 times a day.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
yeah.
Consistency. Keep eating, and you'll gain the weight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's only 55 size 14s in all the colorways, in all 4 colorways, and there are only 36 size 15s. What colorway did you want, Shadow?
Bro, I'm just gonna go. I'm be honest with you. I don't even care whichever one's the cheapest, bro. I want to
Give
see
me
how
one.
it's gonna be on this secondary market, man.
The
Uh,
question is, where is the secondary market? Like, when is it going to be?
yes.
Like, the question is, it's like, yo, there is no platform. There is literally no platform to be able to sell these things on. I mean, yeah, you could try to sell it on StockX, but you really want to risk that, and you're definitely not getting the digital asset with it just in case for future earn potential and anything else, right? So this is where it's like, are you even going to be able to get them on resale once they actually become on resale, unless you're doing it through private DMs on like X?
Yeah.
We need our own
But
marketplace,
how do you
man. We
normally
need our
resell
own
sneakers
marketplace to do this.
right now?
Well, you can't. Well, this is different
This is a completely
because
different, completely
yeah,
different setup because it's got a digital twin to it, and then it's got earn
yes,
potential for the future. Then it's got requests, in real life quest potential. So it's all these things. It's like to be able to actually transition the ownership of both digital and physical, connecting them both for authenticity, and then being able to actually truly sell them on a secondary, especially if like Artifact and Nike can't sell them through other countries. I
StockX,
don't know
yeah.
if you could, if I could even sell them to somebody like in another country and ship them without, shipping them as a gift or something like that. And then even then, if like customs just decides to open them and
So maybe these.
confiscate them, they
But
do that.
you can buy the NFT secondary and link it. It doesn't have to be the same NFT, right? Yeah.
Right. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be the same
Right.
size.
They
Right.
probably
But
have
No.
to
then it's
make a
like you're
new
going out your
tab.
way and having to deal with that.
Right. Right. So maybe these aren't meant to be
memory.
um
Yeah, I don't know. That's
sold
tricky actually.
secondary.
We just
No,
need
I
our
mean they
own
are. They're just
marketplace, bro.
once they have their
But
like
you know how
We
these
need
are
our
marketplace,
own
these are
thing.
not for resale joints.
I know, right? Literally, for real. But
not for resale
it's
yet.
different because they have, like Johnny's saying, that technology was the hurdle that Nike faced initially why they didn't send them out worldwide. So if you try to sell them on like a StockX or a GOAT, they're used to being able to sell to customers worldwide. All right, is GOAT gonna put the same stipulations
But
on it,
wasn't
saying,
it
"No, we
because
can't
it
ship
was a
this out to you"?
business like? But I can like because I got it sent to the U.S. right because I can ship them to my house, but my mom could send them to me, no problem. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, your mom. That's something she can
Yeah.
take on, or anyone else. I've shipped over shoes that weren't a lot.
Right.
Well,
Right. Right.
it's happened before.
Technology.
I'll say
Right.
that.
Right.
But
And so
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
so I can see these like not really being meant for resale because they're kind of like you buy it to use it, but like the Air Forces though, like people will be copying the Air Forces, not even worrying about the NFT. Like they just want the shoe, right?
facts.
Right, right, right,
But those are worldwide anyway.
right. So
You can sell them
those
anywhere.
are gonna be
Yeah.
flying off the shelves regardless. eBay, StockX, you name it. Them shoes are gonna be all flying.
I
Hey,
think
but
this is also a reason why these are going to be held to, or possibly held to a higher standard because of all the hurdles that people have to go through just to get them.
Yep,
So,
right,
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 we all
right.
know about, right? Like the things that people can, same thing we just told Shadow about the Crocs, the things that people can't get on a day to day basis or just found in the store anywhere. Once the right influencer wears these and has the eyes on them, same situation as Kim K, like Secure told us with Kim K and the Sky High Dunks. The right person put their feet into these joints and take a picture in them, it can take it to that next level where everybody wants them and nobody be able to get them besides the people who are holding them, and those people will be us.
yeah, but I was gonna jump in and say that now I'm just gonna you already know I'm not a big I'm getting into shoe collecting through Artifact. It was something that I didn't have the luxury of as a kid. One, because I had such a huge shoe size, but two, that just wasn't in our price range with all those Jordans and stuff. So this is kind of like nostalgic for me, but I've read somewhere StockX, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong because I know you guys know more. I heard that StockX does NFT like confirming, like they can confirm as if it's authentic or not if the shoe has a NFT chip. I read somewhere that they do that now. Is that true?
And not, StockX can't even confirm that the shoes that they're selling are real or not. So that's extremely far fetched. That's the reason why they have the Nike court troubles now because they're selling fakes on their platform that they can no longer verify if they're official or not. So them taking it to the next level and trying to, I'm sure they can say that. Yeah, yeah, we can. And I haven't seen anything like that. I don't know if Johnny has, but how? Who are they checking? What shoes are they checking to even know that they can do that? What shoe has dropped for that has the NFC capability that they can check to say that yes, we do that and we can verify it?
Yeah, there's no one that's doing that right now. But like when this is where it's gonna be interesting with every single shoe company and just every company in general that deals with physical products, with planning like RFID chips into their product for trackability and stuff like that. Where it's like if they have their own like marketplace, like Nike will have their own marketplace, and I'm assuming like everything under Nike. I'm assuming Jordan Brand, Artifact, Converse. I'm just guessing, but like when you scan any one of their or just tap your phone on any one of their products, it'll immediately bring you to their verified marketplace to like guarantee whether or not it's real or not. So it's like for StockX, it's kind of like worthless in a way. It's just kind of like a middleman, I guess, to ship because it's automatically guaranteed authentic. And I'm sure, you know, with Puma and Adidas and Crocs and, you know, even my own independent companies like looking into this technology for like all like future physical drops, it just kind of makes sense where it's like every single place will just have their own kind of marketplace. And whether there's like one conglomerate marketplace where that comes in, I know eBay's been working on something like that for a really long time as far as being able to authenticate NFT and digital and physical product. And I know there's a bunch of big players that are trying to build that foundation for it, but you know, only time will tell. But
Yeah,
right
no,
now,
didn't eBay, they used to take down my VV listings because they couldn't authenticate what I was selling on there. So I don't know.
yeah, I just don't think it's. I don't think it's there yet. But I think that's kind of the plan for the future.
That's so funny, bro. I keep forgetting you were in VV too, bro. I be avoiding that stuff like the plague nowadays. When somebody brings it up, I'm like, what? But yeah, man, that was crazy. Yeah, eBay was they were blocking those things, man. That was before VV had a marketplace, which is kind of funny. But no, I'm reading here, StockX, they're putting their own NFC chips on shoes to help for verification. This was a statement put out on when was this? July 21st, 2023. So that's what I read. So it's not the end. So scratch what I said. They're not able to confirm the NFC chips that are in the artifact shoes. They're, I guess, putting NFC chips on shoes to verify that they are the right ones being sent out or something like that. I don't know.
But think about this. How much sense does that make? So they receive a pair of shoes and they say, okay, we verify these shoes as being authentic as StockX. Put an NFC chip in them and let it run, right? What if the shoes that they received from wherever they received it from were never authentic? I mean, they just putting an NFC chip in a pair of fakes and saying, yeah, StockX said it's good. It's no difference from StockX taking those hangly danglies and put them on the shoe and say, yeah, StockX said it's good. It's not official and it's not verifying anything. They just putting a
Exactly. It's
band-aid on the
literally
wound.
there's no difference between that and the green tag that they're already putting on it. Literally just zero, right? Because it's like again they're having to authenticate 1,000 pairs per authenticator per shift, dude. They're pushing fakes through like crazy. Like it's a fact, right? And so it's like to be able to just put an RFID chip on it saying, "Yo, congratulations, you just got a authentic unauthorized shoe. Congratulations."
Right. We said it's okay. Good
Yeah,
luck. Like that's it's doing
Oh, but
nothing.
when you try to return it and try to sell it on our platform in 3 weeks, we're
We
gonna
don't
say it's
want it.
fake, and we're not gonna give you a return either.
That's a fact. No way. We don't take fakes. Like I bought it from you. Like we
so
don't it doesn't matter.
it sounds like to me, and this is from somebody who doesn't have shoes coming in, but that's why I'm going to be stacking up on these crypto dunks. It sounds like to me, especially if you got the CIRLs, if you got Air Force Ones or CIRLs coming in, I personally think, and I watched this one video from a guy who has like 109 subscribers. And I don't know about you guys, but when I be on YouTube looking for some actual answers, you go find somebody with like low subscribers and they're actually like intelligent. They kind of know what they're talking about. This guy was geeking over the artifact shoes, and I don't even know if he knows that there's clones attached or not. To the whole ecosystem, but he was kind of like getting like third hand information because he was talking about when you guys were forging the Air Force Ones, he was like, there's these new Air Force Ones. You got to know about like crypto in order to forge them. But look at these numbers. And he was talking about like how there's only like 1,300 of them. And he's like, people don't, this is not known about. Like, you guys want to jump on this. People like that, like he was saying, like these are going to be shoes where I guarantee you 5, 10 years from now, the market value of of these shoes are going to be way more than you're going to be able to quick flip them for. But from what you guys are saying, it sounds like it's not even worth trying to quick flip because they're going to mess up either the shoe, the NFC chip, and it might be best to just hold on to it. And that's for somebody trying to actually buy these shoes. Unless Artifact or Nike comes out with a way to where we can transact in a more, I don't know, just secure and authentic way. I personally might just wait to either buy them off somebody in person at a IRL event or just start stacking up until something like that is created. Because eventually that's where all these shoes are going to be heading. They're going to be heading towards this NFC chip future that's integrated into their own digital apps or blockchain. Like all that stuff's coming. So, but it sounds like StockX is not the way to go.
Well, I mean, StockX and Nike have been in litigation for over a year and a half for this exact purpose, and it's not ending anytime soon. Not that we know. Anyways, it's still going on. So, I mean, Nike, I mean, and Daswish has made it very abundantly clear that what their plan is to actually have like a marketplace. And I know Artifact's been hitting us since the very beginning. So, for me, that's where I always tell every single person since day one. It's like this long term like hold until they build out this foundation where these assets that we're actually getting digitally and physically actually hold extreme value, where an everyday person and an everyday collector can actually view it, learn it, and actually access it only through us. This is where, like they say, like you can control the floor. It's like years later when people wake up to this and they realize the forge, like we could have forged way more crypto kick IRLs than we did, and we only forged 5,200 pairs. Many people in this community even slept on them. They didn't even get them at the time, and it's insane to think that it's like later on, 5-10 years after, again, real life quests, how quickly are we going to be able to earn off of these shoes? How incentivized are we going to be to wear each colorway? Is each colorway going to unlock different rewards? Am I going to like take all four of the colorways that I got, like literally stack them, or should I wear them? Like, what's the value proposition for me to wear them? This is where it gets very interesting to think. And then what Dre said, based off of size breakdown for each one of these 5,200 pairs. I mean, Dre's very, very limited numbers within his size. Like my size 11 is probably a little bit more common, but I know like franellation size, which is like a size 6, is very, very rare, right? So it's just it's cool to think that like we just got to think long term as far as once this foundation is actually built, where we can sell these and trade them, auction them. I think it's not only just sell them, but like sell them, trade them, auction them.
Move to earn, bro. That's gonna be huge. Move to earn is a metric that's never been utilized in a sneaker or Nike. I'll say that ever before. So we don't know what can come from it, and we don't know what's gonna happen, even with utilizing it. Man, it's going. That's what I'm excited for more than anything else. Is the technology that comes along with using these shoes and us knowing how imaginative Artifact can be with their products. Like the sky's the limit, and it's only 600 of size 11s in all colorways. Johnny, just to give you the number, it's only 46 of size 6s out there. So yeah, man. Like Johnny said, a lot of people, even within the community, slept on it because they're not sneakerheads. They're not sneaker connoisseurs. They didn't care anything about it. They was complaining about it, right? It was Monolith 2 foot. They was upset about it, so they didn't want to participate. But you got to have the long vision in order to get to that point. So here we are, and this is the beginning of it all, for real. And Shadow Baron has a size 14, and the Blackouts coming in if you want to finagle him. Baron's prices, so expect that.
Yeah. I know Baron's price. Look, we gonna play the field. We gonna see what's out there. But I think I want to go to 15. But now, what I wanted to jump on what you were saying is, can you imagine, man, like a world where you get reward points, or even like you can take the crypto out of it because we know Artifact, they're not really interested in doing like a crypto token. I know there was an NFT platform that did give you a token, and it was kind of like, you can make gains off of it by being a runner or something, buying these NFT shoes. But can you imagine a rewards program from Nike where you just get rewards points for just wearing their shoes and walking around with it? Like just the bare minimum, just like of that idea to me is just like, oh, welcome to the Nike club. You can get on streaks. You wear streaks. This guy's been wearing Nike for over 2 years straight. He's been only wearing Nikes, bro. I can see all that stuff, man. That's kind of crazy. But no, yeah, when it comes to the CIRLs and the Air Force Ones, I mean, I'm gonna be trying to do, I guess, IRL trades, man, because I just remembered that with the Air Force Ones, at least, I haven't looked into the CIRLs, but I'm sure it's the same. They have on the FAQs on the Artifact website where they talk about the first people who connects to, the NFC chip, they're going to be the first owners. And then if you disconnect and connect again, then that's the second owner. And then the first owners are going to be on that, connection history. So if you definitely don't plan on if you plan on selling it, I feel like the ones that have never been connected before will probably go for more of a premium than the ones that have been connected before. But then also Johnny brought up the whole dot swoosh thing, and I forgot that they are coming out with a marketplace still, and there's going to be digital sneakers being traded back and forth. So perhaps they can maybe integrate some system to where physical sneakers. I know there's still rumors of people being able to potentially forge those creator studio shoes that drop with the dot swoosh. I don't know, that could be an option, but until that option comes out, I might be looking to do IRL trades, I guess.
I mean,
Yo,
eventually, that swoosh will have shoes that you can forge to, right? So they said themselves that they're starting with the super affordable $20 one, so people can get used to the concept of it, right? And it's super affordable, it's easy, people can get in. But the model that Artifact has is building here that will proliferate and propagate, and people are going to be, this is the way things are going. And honestly, the move to earn, I was in the crowd listening, right? But that is the most exciting part, in my opinion, of this whole CIRL thing, right? And not even that. It's starting with CIRL, but you best believe that that concept will eventually again be expanded beyond the shoe, where you'll have the app, and there'll be a way for more people to participate, because if you can earn points, or there's a reward system or a loyalty system in place for you to earn rewards based on your participation, what you're doing, how active you are, and that then allows you to get access to exclusive mints, or actually the I almost forgot, the last patent.
Patton.
The last patent says specifically that you will get access to like exclusive things, right? So this whole thing, when it hits, and I'm pretty sure I was one of the first people to say, when people were fudding to the max on lace engine this and monolith 2 that, and I'm like, do you not realize the tech that is built into those shoes? It's like, yes, like it would have been better to know, and all these different things, but you cannot overlook how innovative this whole thing is going to be, and what this means for the industry moving forward. So there is no way in hell or heaven that I was not forging those shoes. I know a few people that missed out on it because they were like super upset about the whole thing, and like they dug their feet into the ground. But that's what happens, and that's how you miss out when you get so so mad at one little thing, that you miss the forest from the trees. So
Imagine being able to move to earn access points to be able to get like say Travis Scott comes out with another Jordan, and you have enough move to earn points that give you access to that release,
or get it for
and
free.
I doubt it's Nike, bro. I doubt they give it anything for free. But I'm saying you get that opportunity to participate, because you see how many people trying on sneakers and they missing out, and they talk about just the L's that they know are coming.
Yep.
But imagine you got that shoe already solidified for you. Like, yeah, you have 800 move to earn points. The Travis Scott Jordan 1 high is yours. Just redeem it here and it'll be shipped off, right? And you can only get move to earn points in certain shoes. People gonna go crazy for those shoes or clothing, right? Like, what if they want you to go out and run? So they put the technology in some running shorts. And the more you move, because that's exactly what they did with the Nike Run Club when they released those Bo Jackson colorways earlier this year. You ran a certain amount of miles, you got access to the drop, you could buy it and have the exclusive Bo Jackson drop, right? And that was November of last year. So same situation. I think that was just a test run, no pun, for them to come up with this whole technology. And I think it's just going to evolve with time.
Yeah, and And to your point, Dre, again, going back to the patent, they did say like they're using the example of a jersey or a shoe, but it's not limited to those items. They can expand it to anything and anything that's an apparel. They can extend it to it. So, it's an exciting future that is around the corner as they're putting all these pieces together. And so, you have to build the infrastructure, the base, so that you can build on top of it and make it super robust and solid. And at the end of the day, we have front row seats to that future and how it rolls out. And it's like, yeah, it's not perfect, right? Like, we can't sit here and say, oh, everything is, rolled out perfectly. And no, that's not what that's about. It's more the fact that all these pain points are being ironed out. It's all building towards that vision. And again, you get to have front row seat to it, assuming that you're willing to ride with it, right? It's not for everyone, but that's the exciting part for me. And you get to see cool stuff.
What's the official titles? What's the official titles that the founders have at Nike? Look it up.
Oh man,
They
yeah.
right there.
I don't remember their titles, but yeah, go look at it. It's pretty cool. I wonder if they made those up for them, or if it's like, or if it's just like regular titles that everybody, or not everybody, but like different divisions have at Nike.
What isn't one of them like head chief something? Like I forgot. I actually forgot what the
We
titles
should go
were.
to. I'm gonna go to Anya's post and find it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, because people are that was one of the FUDs that before I actually bought my clone, people were like, "Oh man, you don't want to join clones, bro, because their founders aren't even around. They're probably gonna bounce." And I was like, "Oh dang!" And they were like, "Yeah, man, you want to join this or Miladies or something like that." I forgot what they were shilling. But yeah, they were like, it was always the founders are nowhere to be seen, and they're not really doing anything. Then you buy a clone and you find out like, oh, they actually have high ranking positions in Nike, the company. It's like, I think that's more of a they're too busy actually building instead of out here on just sitting in spaces. I mean, look, I ain't gonna talk about the projects. If that's what you do, that's cool, but just Artifact doesn't need to do that. It's not the same thing.
Bro,
But
that blew
if
me
you
away
own
about
project,
that, bro. I just needed to say that. That threw me so off when I realized how high up they actually were on the Nike team. That's not
yeah,
normal. Like that's crazy.
yeah, but now like look, if your project is solely about community and clubs and access events, then yeah, you need to be in spaces and you need to be telling your community what's the next party and where the next clubhouse y'all gonna be kicking it at. But that's that's not what we have to do here. So yeah, they working at Nike, man. Prototyping on historical, new age, new innovative Nike shoes. That's what they're doing.
Man, that's still so crazy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nike has super history, bro. And they in there working with those legendary titles, you know what I'm saying? That's not like anything else here. But I don't care what you compare it to. Like those are respected, those are earned. You gotta have the prerequisites to even get looked at like that. I don't it's like kind of a big thing to even wrap your mind around, but yeah, no, Shadow, you said it perfectly. Like we shouldn't even be looking to them for those type of like mediocre level things to some degree because it's not like a bad thing. Like I love a lot of my communities that function on those other levels as well, you know, and they have something that they should be doing that fit them. But like people just need to know what they're holding and dealing with when they do anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can only do one or the other, man. I mean, and every project is different. And I'm not saying that if your project lead is in spaces or whatever, then that's a bad thing. It's like, no, it depends on what they're offering. If they're offering things that take time to develop and innovative, and they're doing things down to the box that it comes in, the technology behind it, then I mean, more than likely they're probably not going to be able to be in spaces as much, you know. But when other projects were saying that, like, that is the reason why, because they don't ever see the founders shilling and posting every day about Artifact and, you know, continuously keeping up the hype as if it's like a grill, you know. They were like, so there's some projects where it's like a grill, you got the fire going, you got to get fresh coals, make sure that fire don't ever go out until the meat's ready. And it's pretty much like that's kind of what some projects are doing, but we don't have to do that out here. So it is what it is. But yeah, if somebody finds their titles, please let me know because I'm gonna write it down this time. Because I remember one of them is like
All directors, bro, of their specific areas. Didn't Yuga just hire a vice president from Nike? So Yuga's recruiting from Nike as well. I wonder what he's going to be doing over there at Yuga. I saw the post today. I think it was today, actually.
Yeah, what's it?
That's bullish for the space in general. Kind of like the cross pollinating between Nike coming into Web3, Web3 going into Nike. I don't know, man. I thought that was
I think it
pretty.
was like I think it was like merchandising and advertising or something. I think.
Yo,
I
I'll say one thing
mean,
though. Did anybody go to the mutant party in Miami?
yeah.
That looked dope, bro. You guys killing. I'll say that, man. That
Yeah, no,
party looked dope.
they knocked that out the park. I was impressed,
Yeah,
bro. Even the way they documented them dropping the mutant ape flag over the building in Wynwood, you know, like that was
yeah,
like
the
that
win.
that felt cool. I know if I was a holder, I would have
Yeah,
felt like we
bro.
took over for a second.
Nah, bro. I was
So like
they
my
smoked that.
personal opinion about that is like they should have waited until like Art Basel. It would have been probably way more lively.
It would have caused a lot more FOMO, I agree. But I was saying earlier, like when I was there at the event, bro, I noticed there were still so many like normal people that were kind of like blown away that they couldn't just pay to get in, like all types of people. So they, like you said, like if they did it during Art Basel, they would have left that same impression, maybe even on a bigger scale. But one thing I
Yeah, it
noticed
would have
was
been
like,
chaotic for sure.
bro, I think they really were like they really cared about the holders at this one. I think like they really just tried to make something for the holders to enjoy. And
Bro,
honestly, it may have been better for the parking and like you know it's just not too hectic.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's true. The parking.
But hey yo, what's
bro,
good, Mozzie,
It's
bro?
there's nothing like
I was in a space the
yeah.
other
What
day
up?
with them, and they were talking about like the way they had like all their IP builders there selling their stuff. They had the IP meeting with all the people doing their IP businesses beforehand, and then
Bro,
they had
Bombay,
them.
bro.
They were going crazy with
Yes,
it,
bro.
bro.
There were so many
Yeah,
Bored Ape IP things running around. Like it was insane. It I almost
bro, they
started
were
like I
selling
was
it there too.
thinking.
Like you could buy stuff, right, from these guys.
Yeah, you could buy things, bro. People were giving out samples. Like, it honestly felt like someone that was like a diehard mutant or an ape could make like a proper scrapbook with like all the little like memorabilia because you know, like apes go kind of crazy with the way they package up their IP. So it's
Yep.
like, say you're done drinking like a bottle, you can keep the bottle and it like looks like a statue. Like you could probably put it up next to one of those ape toys that they made.
Mm.
Like it would look proper on a shelf next to those things, or even like just the
Bro,
little serum alcohol shots.
they going crazy. Like the ape holders, they go crazy with their businesses, man. Like I'm just super impressed. And what and Made by Apes, how they're enabling their holders to sell them and giving resources to build businesses and actually putting them on, man. It's like super impressive. And they just Yuga just sets the standard, man. Like they just know what they're doing.
I just pinned at the top the titles of the founders at Nike. So it's
But
all
point,
right.
did you see
senior.
the Discord, bro? You got your animation set up.
POV. Dang, they got senior positions.
Came into the game as seniors at Nike.
Comp, you still got your mutant, right? Yeah, you do. It's right there. So you
Oh,
chilling, bro. You part of the game, man. How do you feel about it? About what they did in Miami. I'm sure you wish you would have went.
They had to do that, bro. That was special. Like tying it into Art Basel is one thing. They're probably going to go big for Art Basel. I went to their event last year in Art Basel. They'll do something different there. But to have just like a more special kind of event at a different time outside of all the chaos of Art Basel is kind of dope, bro. I think that.
Wait, like wasn't like last year like the Board Ape event? It didn't even happen because it just was overcrowded to a point.
I don't know. I was at one of them. Maybe it was a community event, but they did like 5 events, bro. The community,
Yeah,
bunch of events, and like, yeah, you're right. There was like a big culminating event at the end. I was at the
yeah. I remember trying to go to that one, and it just wasn't even worth it. I actually went back to the Airbnb while everyone that was with tried, and it didn't
Yeah,
happen.
no, definitely, bro. It gets crazy out there because
Yeah,
people will want to come out to the events and like even in Miami, like if a club looks like it's popping, everyone's trying to go there. So if it's a club specifically booked for like an event, it's still gonna attract outsiders and that can cause a lot of hassle.
Oh, yeah. They'll do something for Art Basel again. I mean, they had multiple events last year, so it'll be dope. I'll be there if I can, man. They just did. You know what was cool though is they did a back to back. They did didn't they just do an LA event? Dre, you went to it, or someone did in here? Yeah.
I did. It was on the 27th. It was on my birthday. But that was the one that Swicky always does. She spearheaded that one, and yeah, this was just to commemorate the Fuck It Saturdays anniversary that they had for the Mutant Serum. So they had that in Miami. Just keep it going, and they're doing Ape Fest coming up soon too. So they
Hey,
cranking them out.
hey, just so I'm aware, because do we know how frequent these international IRL events are going to be? I know the Artifact one is in Anaheim in September. I know you guys did Art Basel because that's where a lot of the animus and all that stuff happened. Is Artifact, I mean, this may be too early to ask, but like if y'all do something in September, are there chances that something's gonna be happening in between September and Art Basel, or should maybe we expect the next IRL event to be at Art Basel if Artifact normally shows up there? What are you guys' opinion?
I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing for an Art Basel something. So even if it's not an official Artifact Clone World Tour thing, or maybe we can do like a bad take thing. Like Art Basel's gonna be super lit.
I'm
We
gonna
got to
be
do
out here,
something.
so whatever we do, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it.
And that's in Art Basel's in Miami, or where is it at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Shadow missing his first event, dude.
Hey man, I couldn't control it, man. I tried, bro. I knew, you know what? Stuff like that kind of it happens a lot, man. I get these feelings like, when I commit to dates, I'm like, that's so far in advance. Surely nothing can be happening that weekend. And so basically that Friday from like my company is doing like a kind of like a training, but for people who are in like the positions that I'm in, we're going early before the team gets there. So they're going to show us how we are going to be doing the week, and then like Monday through Thursday, we're gonna be doing the actual deal. Anyways, just I don't want to bore y'all with all like work details, but it's a bonding thing. It's a big company and it's all mostly half of the teams like online, half the teams are in the office. I'm pretty much hybrid, but been online working from home for the past couple of months. But yeah, it all just kind of fell on the same weekend, and I'm like, hey, maybe you could just tell me what I need to do. And he's like, no, we got to be down there, because if we don't know what's going on, then you don't know what you need to be doing. And I'm just like, yep, all right, cool. It was optional.
Tebby would have let you go if Tebby was your boss. You'd just do a one-on-one with him, go for a walk, talk to him about it. He would have let you go. Tebby's a good boss, dude. I know he's a good boss. He
If
would have
he's a
let you go.
boss, I heard Baron. I don't know if Baron's a boss or not, but I heard he's
Aaron,
a
boss. He would
Baron
have
is
let you
the
go.
boss's boss.
He's the boss's boss. Yeah. And at this event, bro, my boss, he has a handicap, and his handicap is he's too old to do all the what he calls the young guy stuff. So I'm his right hand man for all the stuff. Like, bro, don't tell me how to do my job. You can't even open an email, bro. You can't open an Excel spreadsheet. You're gonna get on my ass about what I want to do? No, tell him, Shadow. And the funny thing is, this dude will send me something. He'll be like, "Man, I'm so sorry to drop this on you, man. I know it's gonna take a while, but it just has to be done, and I just can't do it." And look, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like my boss is like, he just give me, kickback. I ain't gonna go into details and stuff, but we get bonuses and things like that, so everything's good. But he'll shoot something my way, and he thinks it's gonna take me all night, but really just Excel spreadsheet or just something like that. It'll be something that like takes me like 10, 20 minutes. And it's all because he just doesn't know. That's just not his generation. They just don't know, man. So yeah. Let me teach you about job security. When he shoots these things your way, you make it seem like it is a pain in the ass, like you're working your ass off. Make it take as much time as you can because then you're a necessity. He needs your ass there because that shit he sends you it was so hard, it took so long. You're a necessity, bro. That's how you get your job security. Hey man, one time I told him I finished it like an hour before. He was like, "Oh man." I was like, "Yeah, I was up all night, man. But it was a lot." I said, "But I got it done." And you know what this dude told me? He said, "Hey man, just take the next 2 days. Just take the next 2 days." I was like, "I really appreciate that. Next 2 days paid, bro. Yeah, trust me. I got it down, man. You got it down. I got it, man." But yeah, I look, it is what it is. But look, knowing about technology and this whole blockchain stuff, I view it as another kind of like skill set because you never know, man. We over here, yeah, we're a small part of Twitter. 20, 30 years from now, that might seem like a long time, but most of this stuff be on blockchain. Guess what? There's gonna be people who know how this stuff works. There's gonna be people who don't know how this stuff works, man. So we'll see. Yo, Mozzie, my dude, look at this whip
Yeah,
top, bro.
yeah, it's coming together pretty well.
What dude, tell me about any challenges you've run into so far with this thing.
Yeah, so hmm,
What's
the it was honestly it was the vest, the vest, and like the band. I should have. I honestly I should have printed the band on the head and the hair separately, so it was easier for me to like get into the creases with the with the colors. So yeah, it was very tedious for that. But
would a t-shirt have been easier?
what was that?
Would a t-shirt have been easier?
No, I mean honestly, the t-shirt would have been it would be more simplistic. But the thing is like I actually wanted a bit of a challenge with the vest. So it came out pretty. Yeah, the whole thing came out pretty smooth. Like there's like no brush strokes on it, and like this is my first time actually trying these different techniques with painting, and so far it's been great. I would usually like airbrush just to like kind of like remove that whole issue of brush strokes, but I wanted to do something different with these clone pieces.
Bro, I was on the headband hair, just like how good it looked. It did not look like it was your first time. I'll tell you that right now. Um, I have the pre-whip before this part, like you sent me a picture, and
Yeah,
I was showing like Jaw and my friends. They were tripping on the hair, the detail, bro. So it doesn't look like your first time, but I know what you're talking about because every time I paint, I try everything I can to do to pull out the big paint and,
yeah.
and avoid brushing. But I get it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like I love hand painting, but that was just the one thing that I always had an issue with was I would always leave brushstrokes all over the figures, and it just doesn't look flush to me. Especially if it's for a collectible. I like you would want it to be very smooth, just like a vinyl toy. And I don't know, I kind of got sick of the whole thing, sick of it, and I watched a bunch of videos on like these artists that produce like those big life size like comic book heroes, and all that's hand painted. It's crazy what they're capable of doing with an airbrush, and then also too with like a brush. Insane. So I definitely I spent a couple days just watching YouTube videos on like how to get this right, and using a reducer to kill the thickness of the paint, what type of paint is good to use or to combine, and even with the airbrush too. There's some things I didn't even know I was capable of doing with an airbrush until I started watching those videos.
Yeah, dude. No, bro, this is sick. How does it? I don't know if you have videos. How does it come off the print such smooth, like perfect edges? Like, the detail's crazy. How does the printer do that, or does it come off with like pieces that you have to sand down and cut? Like, how does it? What does it look
So
like?
actually, I did take a video of it printing for a bit, and then also to me pulling it out once it was done. But you'll see a bunch of supports that's holding the physical like in place, and pretty much you just want to like remove the supports like once it's done curing out of the isopropyl and then out of the UV light. But there's a whole lot of sanding that goes down with it because you want to have it flush and smooth, because with the supports there's like little bumps all over the model like once it's done.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think I've seen some. Have you ever had anything that you printed just like go to shit? You had to restart from scratch. It just fell.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the.
Yeah. No. It's you definitely you live and you learn when you start printing stuff. There's specific ways of like formatting the model onto the build plate so it reduces time, and also too so there's like no errors like once it comes out. Yeah. So for example, if you were to print a figure vertically, wait, yeah, that's up and down, right? Yeah. If you print it like up and down like that, would take around, depending on the size, let's say 7 inches, that would take up to 15, 16 hours. But if you lay it on a slant on the build plate, you would cut that time right in half. So like you're looking around like 6 hours for a 7 inch, pretty much.
I was. What if? I think it's ever if there's a way to pre-print the body up to the head. I know people like to have their own clothes and everything on it. I actually love that I have the vest on there. Um, Pre-print the legs up to the neck, and then you already have those ready to rock. And then when people hit you up wanting their clones done, all you're having to worry about is the head and any other details that you can clip into the main body portion. Is that even a possibility, or what?
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely want to work smarter, not harder, when it comes to like multiple of the same pose. So I pretty much used your base as the prime base for those poses. So all I would have to do is just run the other clone through clone tools, set it in that chibi form in that pose, and then delete everything except for like the hair and the facials and everything, and then just move it right over.
Put them all in tac vest, Mozzie. Put them all in tac vest. Tac vest army started, baby. I actually have 3 tac vests.
Yeah, the tac fest was definitely easier, but I mean, I think the T-shirt from what I saw from Kane when he attempted to print his clone the other day, that the T-shirt was too thin, and pretty much it printed in pieces. Like the shirt was not even on there. It was just like a slim piece of resin that was like a part of the shirt, I guess. So,
Wearable on top.
uh, you're kind of glitching out. Like, what was that?
What do you think the best wearable up top?
Um, the hoodie. The hoodie's been solid. Like the one for Tevi, I had no issues with that. The vest, yeah, that was easy. The T-shirt, I already, what do you call it? I already fixed it, like on my end for, I think it's Zombie Robs and then someone else. So all I did was just pretty much fill in those spaces between the body and the T-shirt with like another model, like a sphere, and I just kind of like molded it onto the under the T-shirt. So that pretty much just took care of that issue.
What about those robes? The one that I have, I heard that they had issues printing those out for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, because yeah, it's a thin model. So with that, I would just have to solidify the robe, so it just makes it way more thicker. I had to do that with all of the A Kid Called Beast customs I did in the beginning of the year.
Wait.
We can just do mine with a shirt off, and that's more true to reality anyway.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, granted, like that would be probably the most easiest way to go about it. Is just like no clothes, like well, no top shirt. But yeah,
You gotta go to work. Dang.
What is Shadow saying?
Ah, dang it.
What are you off about?
Forgetting to check that.
Well, man, he hot mic.
Sheesh.
This is gonna be real interesting, real quick.
Get done.
what was that?
I was asking Tevi what clone he did, or that you're doing for Tevi
Oh, my demon.
with the hood up.
Yeah, it's in the back of that picture.
Yeah.
What? No head.
Yeah, so I printed his in pieces because of the what do you call it? The style he wanted for the custom. So I kind of went more of a what do you call it? Like an anime figure route, I guess. So printing like the hands, the head apart is just more easier for me to pretty much paint the details into it, and then also to what do you call it? Kind of like format the other hand that's holding the blade into a perfect spot where it will, gently like lean onto the hoodie.
Yeah, that looks sick. Are those the Genesis that you're in, Tevi?
You're breaking up, comp. What did you say?
My bad. I was
You
saying,
talking about the shoes?
yeah.
Yeah, they're the AF ones, just like the ones that are on your foot. But he wanted the demon like color palette. So yeah, I pretty much did that.
Mazzy's killing it. That's all I gotta say. Like
So wait, what?
literally, the vision coming to life. Like that's taking the digital into physical form. Like
Tevi, is
y'all
that
thought I
you
was
back there?
playing. Yeah, that's me back there. That is me.
Damn, bro.
I know, right?
Wait. Are you gonna do 4-footers, Mozzie? Is that possible?
4 footers.
Yeah.
How about 4 bands right there, Dre?
Oh my god.
You
Dude.
do
I
it,
mean,
do a cause? That'd be crazy. Them 4-footers
yo,
is nasty.
ever since I think it was the beginning of the year when you mentioned that and the B space, I was like looking at bigger printers, not resin but FDM, and yeah, fuck, it's it's doable, but oh my god, like the amount of material you would need just to produce like a 4 foot is it's insane. Like you have a better chance like running it through like a specific what do you call it manufacturer that does like life size characters. I follow a couple like on IG, but I don't know how much like they cost to like get a design done.
Or he said, name the price. You want a 4-footer out. A 4-footer.
With no shirt.
That'd be so fire,
Dre's
man.
like, I want my.
Like the cause 4-footer.
Dre's like, I
Yeah, I
want
mean
my
I'd be
4 footer with no
down.
shirt.
No shirt, baby. Like my kids.
Like I'd be down to make like a life size figure, especially like of one of my characters. But like right now, it doesn't seem logical for me to do such a thing. Maybe like further down the line, I definitely will like do that. Especially like for like exhibitions, galleries. I definitely need like a 4 foot, of my character like in there to be fire.
Stupid fire. Sick nasty.
Ozzy, he can afford a lifestyle. Killing him.
Wait, you glitched out again. What?
My bad, guys. Am I cutting out?
Yeah.
Are you trying to run this
Go.
comp, or what's going on? I feel like I'm getting worried now. Like it's still early.
Hey, can you hear me or not?
You're breaking in and out.
Yo, comp.
Hey, Bayron,
The
what's going
hell happened today, dude?
on? Like that service, everybody's traumatized. Like I'm gonna rug the spot. You know what I mean? So everybody's being quiet. They don't want to be the one to get rugged. Baron, what happened today, bro? Look at that.
God damn, man. Thought there was something I didn't know. I'm like sitting there. Dude, you will never see Baron FUD artifact, guys. It's just, I don't care what happens. I don't care about, I care about, here's what I want. I want them to put us in a position to fight the FUD. If there's any bad news, then we'll need to know about it. But other than that, I don't need communication. That's it. And I think they're living up to their word, man, because I just want to, I'm out here having so much fun and the vibes are great. And it's, I was worried, like, I've been hearing that, like, rumor for a little bit about, oh, the CRLs, they must be delayed. It's getting towards the end of August. I'm like, no, man. They would tell us, dude, like, just chill. God. Had me all fired up without realizing it. And I think I kept my cool pretty well. I'm learning, Dre. I'm learning, Uh, I said to Anya and Cass, I said, I want to be able to fight the FUD. You know what I mean? If we're going to get a delay, it's going to be for good reason. And I don't think we're getting one. Let's be clear on that. But even if there were, when the next delay comes, because when we're dealing with like ingenuity and pushing the envelope, there's always going to be something that pushes things back. Just give us a heads up. We can handle it. We're all adults. We get that you guys are pushing the envelope, and we'll take that shit in stride. We're not going backwards. I can promise you that. You know what I mean? We're going forwards every day. All the content that's out there, Allie's content, Kane's content, Mozzie's content. I mean, it just doesn't stop. And I know I'm forgetting people. Kuro's gold check mark. We got a business owner in here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Look how clear his PFP is. He's making me question whether I should spend a band a month just to look that clear and square, dude.
Bro, you don't even
Oh,
know, Baron. You guys don't go in the Discord anymore, but I'm still rocking in the Discord, and Ali has been blessing people this past couple days with ready set poses, bro. Like he'll drop 1, 2, 3, 4, bang of them. Got a new person join the clone, bam, ready set pose. Like he's been going. He was streaming in the Discord too. He might have been doing them, but I think the rule is if you get a ready set pose by Ali, you can't sell the clone, right? So if Ali ends up doing 20,000 ready set poses, then there's going to be no listed clones. That's the rule. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, are
I
you
was,
talking about the bad take Discord
I
or
felt
I don't know about
so
the bad tech
honored. Yeah,
Discord, but
he goes,
he
I
was
go,
in the
which Discord?
artifact
He goes,
Discord.
both of
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
He
yeah?
goes, both of them,
But I
Baron.
see I
I
see
was like,
Baron
dude,
in the
you're a
Discord
freaking
though.
G.
Baron's chilling and he's
Yeah, I'm
back.
in there, dude. I'm telling you, I'm fighting the good fight. I'm checking in with people. I'm making sure we don't have any,
Bro, it's
anything
not
that I
they're
can lend a
chilling.
hand on. I'm not saying I'm going to stop anything, but I'm definitely going to try.
Bro, we
Okay.
bro, I'm telling
I'm going to
you, the
you know
Discord,
what I mean?
homies, we're chilling, bro. Like of course we got some people that are wondering, having some questions, but we chilling, bro. It's all good vibes in there.
It really is. I mean, it's just like, it's awesome. And it gives everybody a better meeting. The mods feel better because they're at, most of their questions are very straightforward. I think that people everybody's like coming here from a place of getting fucked in another spot before here. It's like, I got rugged on this, I got rugged on that. It's like, well, welcome home. Welcome to the place where this is not a rug. Okay. This is a sustainable business model owned by and in conjunction with one of the biggest, best companies, retailers in the world. And, just what can we do? One more, because the questions are never ending. They'll be there, but like the vibes in there, you guys know, we're so bad at one point, and there's nothing that can take us down at this point except for us. You know what I mean? The only thing that's going to take this thing down is If we get if we get impatient like we did before, we start to question what the leaders in the industry are doing. Like it's like to think that Barron knows better than the founders of Artifact about any of this shit is madness, absolute madness. So send my knee pads to me. You guys are going to be giving me a lot of shit on a day that's bad, and I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm gonna be like Bombay. It's like, we're vibing. What are you guys doing? Talking about all negative stuff. We're past that. There's nothing we can do about that. You know what I mean? Even in the moment, like that thing's happened. It's in the past. We got to move forward. So it's a good day. Fired up the Bronco today. Think I might drive it out to Einaham. I popped the
Einaham. You gotta
hood.
say it right.
I
Einaham.
popped the hood to show this guy the engine, and then when I closed it, the right blinker light fell off. It was fucking hysterical. I'm like, God damn, that is so funny. Oh my God. He's like, oh, we'll put it back on. I'm like, no, we're just gonna put that in my pocket, my guy. I'll figure it out later. So yeah, life's good, man. I put on there some of the shoes I got. I don't think that'll be a bad decision. All those shoes in the middle of a FUD storm, you're just copping all those CIRLs, multiple sizes. I'd love to be able to help people, but there's a reason I got to charge a premium is because somebody will pay it. Otherwise, I'm keeping them for myself. That's all I got.
Yo, Ollie's actually streaming in the Discord right now. He's working in Blender, it looks like. Baron, I've always wanted a Bronco, and I told myself one day I'm going to own a Bronco, a classic like yours. So that shit is goals. I've seen it. It's fire.
Dude, my
So
buddy was
fire.
driving it, and man, dude, I almost had to tell him, like, get out of here, bro. You don't need, he's like pushing on the brake when it starts. I'm like, dude, you got to give it gas, dude. This thing is old. He's like doing one of those. I'm like, stop fucking turning it like that.
What
Baron,
year is it?
Gas.
they can't shut your Bronco down, bro, when you don't pay your carbon taxes. They can't
What
shut it
year?
down remotely.
What year's the Bronco? My wife and I was just on Melrose yesterday, and there was a Bronco parked out in front of Alfred's, and we both was like, "Damn, that's
Like a
nasty."
75, bro.
It's
It looks like a 75.
1975. It used to have a
Yeah.
scooped hood on it. I thought it looked kind of Hoosier, so I dropped the engine down. It's got a flat, just smooth hood. It's in Viking blue, all the original parts, including the light that fell off the side tonight. We'll get that back on with a little something. And yeah, just the engine's been all brand new. I think I got it's a 302 with I think just over 1,000 miles on it. So yeah, she can sit in the garage all winter and start right back up, which is like Artifact, dude. We can go and hibernate for a long fucking time, but when you start it up, you're gonna hear it, okay? And people are gonna notice it, and everybody likes it. There's not one person that doesn't like that car. There isn't one person that's not gonna like these shoes because you're gonna be like, what the fuck are those things? And then you're gonna be like, yeah, Bluetooth, yeah. Click my heels to earn, click my heels to claim, and they're comfortable. So I'm just, thanks for letting me talk tonight because I feel like we've come so fucking far, and they're finishing up the shipping. I know that if they could get their hands on the pieces that people don't have and hand deliver them, they would. I honestly believe that Cass would get on a fucking plane and hand deliver those things if he could.
I'll
So
deliver.
anybody that's still waiting, they have no control over it. Okay, that first part, there were some fulfillment issues with, and I don't know this for a fact, but it just appears that way, that they don't have a control over. And if they did, they would make it right, because that's the kind of team this is. Every time we brought up something, they've pivoted. And if they haven't pivoted on what they've asked them for, there's a reason why. And I guarantee it's better than what we thought. So
I definitely would hand deliver them motherfuckers if I could.
right.
Yeah, I'll help you out, Cass. Me and Dre, Cass will rent a van, go door to door meeting clones. That would be so fun. Dre, you know how stoked that would be to do that, bro? Just get to
I'm with
meet
you, man.
everybody in the community.
I'm with you. Let's jump in the Bronco. Fuck it.
We'll
Hey,
take
what
a Bronco, baby. Oh, let's fire up the PJ, Baron. We're out, baby. Let's go.
What about
We
from
need to
Ape?
do some rounds, some air rounds, just to get some gear out. We'll make it happen. I'm telling you, that's the type of team this is. They will get you the shit if they could. If you're still waiting, it is coming, and just it won't happen again. You know what I mean? It may happen again, but it won't be because someone didn't think about it. You know what I mean? Like mistakes happen in life. The best thing about it when you're doing the right thing is like you get to make mistakes. So you don't have 50 million things following you that you fucked up before. It's like you made a mistake, you make it right, and you move on. We don't have an accumulation of mistakes that we have to make up for at this point, which is like the best thing in the world. Because it's not like if somebody says, if you made a mistake in the past on an artifact, it was like, well, they did this and they did this and they did this. And then there wasn't a lot of shit that you could follow up with that said, yeah, but, and now here we are. It's like, look at all the season 1 gear. Was that worth the wait? Yup. So I'm feeling good, and my knee pads are firmly fixed.